Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2013, and there's a really nice aspect taking shape in our skies at the moment. It's due to the move of your ruling planet Jupiter coming out of your opposite sign Gemini in late June and coming into a triangular alignment with Saturn and Neptune, forming a triangular shape in the skies, and astrologically speaking that's known as a grand trine. And each one of those planets are in water signs: Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, forming a watery grand trine. Now grand trines are good, and watery grand trines can be very supportive, very healing, very nurturing. So this is good news. It's good news for us all because it will be affecting all of us. It will be standing in our skies over July and August 2013. For you in your personal chart, your personal solar chart that is, this is going to help you to clear up things from the past, take stock, tie up loose ends as you gradually complete this long cycle. And in less than 2 years you could be building new foundations from the ground up. The move of Jupiter means that somebody could make their resources available to you, or you get a good contract or agreement with somebody where you can benefit jointly from, mutual sharing of resources. There can be some confusion at times around the home base and about where you belong maybe, or with certain family members, but the position of Jupiter coming into alignment with Saturn and Neptune is going to be good news for you, help you to feel more emotionally at ease, I think. And we could do with this grand trine, it potentially could help us all to come more from the heart, tap more into our deeper values, our more eternal values, and those aren't just the ones from this particular lifetime. We are still very much subject to this tinderbox aspect coming from Uranus and Pluto, which has been in our skies for many years now, but it tightened up in 2007, and it's not really going to start releasing its grip until the end of 2015, going on into 2016, but it actually will be in our skies until 2020. But we're in the most intense sort of phase of it now. And this is an aspect of friction and rebellion, which I've spoken about before. It is bringing in change, but at quite a price. It's dragging us kicking and screaming into the next stage of our lives, or level of our awareness, the level of our consciousness on this planet. So having this grand trine, this watery grand trine, is going to do nothing but good, I think. Now, the Sun, until the 22nd, is in a gear shifting phase, and you are weighing things up as you go forwards. You're looking inwards more. You're sort of mulling things over. You're listening to your intuition, and you should be listening to your intuition. In fact, it's the tangle. It's when the logic and the intuition clash, then there's a kind of a mishmash and a tangle going on. So really listening and almost like allowing yourself to be guided by your deeper instincts, but being very much aware and searching for your deeper instinct at the moment is probably going to be a feature here. The thing about it being a gear change is that you'll come up against some kind of a block or a wall or an obstacle of some kind, and in order to change that gear, you've got to let go of some kind of previous perception, habit, plan, agreement. What you thought you were going to do, you're going to have to amend that in some way. Or maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's simply you come up against your own fearfulness, and that's the block. So I'll use the analogy of pressing down on the clutch, because pressing down on the clutch then allows the gear change to mesh seamlessly. What a lot of us do when we got energies in this house of our chart is that we crash our gears because we don't push down on the clutch. Pushing down on the clutch for me means letting go of something that was pre-existing. So it can be an external thing, like, you know, a game plan, a relationship, a contract, an agreement, a way of perceiving even. Or it can be an internal thing, like a bad habit or old patterns that sort of come up and sort of kind of jump up and bite us when we're least expecting it. And that could be our own fearfulness. Or it can be something else. It can be health issues. It can be something, you know, that needs sorting out before we can make that next move, before we can change the gear. Or it might be to do with other things as well. But you see where I'm coming from. And all of this is kind of mixed in with the financial angle on things. Property, it could be centered around a property, or more than one property. It could be centered around the piggy bank, and you haven't got overall say there. You know, there's other people, other factors that are sort of muddying the waters, and you've got to take into consideration somebody else's requirements, somebody else's need, what's best for her, what's best for him, you know, and what's best for me. So really what it boils down to is your own bottom line, you know. What's your own bottom line here? And once you've strived and found that bottom line, and asked yourself the hard questions and figured out, you know, why you're feeling resistance or why there is resistance, then maybe you can seek to find a sort of a compromise, a win-win solution in some way. And tread carefully though, because this is a very sensitive house. So you're treading carefully with other people, you're treading carefully with yourself. You're looking for a more comfortable way for it all to come together and do business between whoever it is, because it might not just be in your personal life. This might be, you know, in a more sort of a business type sense or an official sort of way as well. Just remember that this is quite an emotional house, so don't allow your worries, your stressing to kind of rule your actions. Just get in the way and trip you up. And once you've managed to do that and you've understood that there is no way around, you know, having to let go of some circumstance, some perception, some standpoint, some condition before you can move on, and then you can change the gears, because you will have changed a gear one way or another by the time really Mercury comes out of this house, which is going to be in August. So okay, but maybe you'll be changing more than one, you see, because that's also possible too. Now, from the 22nd, the Sun is in a far more, less inner, turbulent, introverted area, more expansive, more up your street, more your kind of thing, raises the spirits. You see outside of the routine box, you start to get enthusiastic about ideas and what ifs, and it could be this, and what if, you know, what could it be like, and starting to get the sort of the creative juices going, and maybe you take a trip. It would be a great time to get out and about more, to get into different scenarios, unfamiliar territories, and some of you will actually, you know, go on a long distance journey. Some of you will connect with people from a different culture, and right from home, and some of you will be getting into a new area of interest, which teaches you a lot as you're learning through doing this area of interest. And also this is an area to do with publishing and communications, literature, and the law, as a matter of fact, as well. Now Mercury, as I say, is in this gear shifting area and has been there since late May. You're still, you know, uncertain about A, B, or, you know, C, but communications could become more intense, more secretive, more confidential, and you could be thinking about the financial side of something. This could be centered around a property move in some way, or maybe it's not a whole property, maybe it's a space inside, outside, and you're just focusing on those aspects of your life. But again, you don't have the overall say. This is reliant upon somebody else's or some other agency's endorsement, rubber stamping, okaying of something. You can't just do it yourself. And you don't have, you're not in the driving seat. You've got to share the controls with somebody else. But again, sense your way forwards here. Use your instinct, and that will be a good way for you to know what to do. And you can feel quite passionate about something or someone as well, but try to avoid knee-jerk reactions. Mercury is retrograde until the 19th, which can slow things down a bit, which may mean tapping into resources you've overlooked, though, or seeing looking at something and seeing it as an asset that you didn't realize before. And it might be something outside of you or something inside of you. And then Mercury goes direct from the 19th onwards, but will remain in the same area until the 9th of August, when it then goes into a more expansive area where you kind of get the bigger picture and you're not feeling so introverted and so sensitive. Now, until the 23rd, places and faces from a distance may have more appeal to you. Maybe there's a love relationship with somebody who is at a distance. Connection, a sort of heart connection, I should say, with somebody at a distance, whether that's family or in another sort of a way, or it could be a professional relationships with those people at a distance as well, and who bring you a breath of fresh air because they bring you news from a foreign place, or indeed you could be going to doing your favorite thing, which is globe-trotting a little bit, Sagittarius, whether that is in a physical sense or a mental one. And you and someone may team up and launch into a new enterprise together. You may have a venture together. It is a good moment to launch into something new, particularly after Mercury's finished the retrograde. So cast your nets wide. And then from the 23rd, Venus is at the top of your solar chart. That's a great place for it to be, meaning that you come across better in the eyes of authority figures, parental figures. You do better with those in positions of power, over you in some way. And you can feel supported, particularly from a female there, a female energy, or if it's not a female energy, it's just somebody who's able to do more or has more control or power in some way that you do, and they are there at your side to give you the help, when you need to give the assistance when you need it, to have more positive interaction there with bosses, officials, parents, particularly the mother side of the family, or guides, teachers at this time. And also you having a more positive interaction with others who see you as the one who can facilitate them in their journey, them in their lives, them in their aims. Now, until the 14th, personal or professional exchanges are likely to be lively, productive. You could be having heated words and heated debates and discussions with those in one-to-one type relationships, close relationships, and you elicit strong opinions, they elicit strong opinions in you. You're thrashing things out, really. But also, once again, patience may be needed. Mars can be a bit sort of hot under the collar, hasty, a bit over the top, with the way he, as he's channeling through you, comes across. And so don't, try to keep things on an even keel. Don't dive in head first. This can be a very productive time if you work one-to-one with other people as well. Lots happening there. But once again, you having to just, not do the Saggy thing of hitting people over the head with the truth. Because, you mean well. But you can be a bit blunt maybe sometimes, of course, but I should know. So don't dive in head first. Try to be a bit more diplomatic, and above all, don't let others tire you out, because you're trying so hard on their behalf, and you're getting frazzled, or you're getting physically tired. So overall, cooperative interactions are favoured. Particularly, Venus is always a helper here, and so alliances can be beneficial and fruitful. But sometimes just slow down a little bit and try not to contort yourself, bend over backwards so much for others. But definitely you do better at teaming up with someone than going it alone. And then Mars moves on the 14th and helps you to change gears, but in the process, and this is when Mars comes into the same area as the Sun, and in the process you have to understand about this thing about the inner turbulence and having to let go of something, but maybe you've got to feel your way towards what that thing is, because it might not be obvious, you see. And again, listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition, listen to other people's guidance, very confidential guidance. You could be seeking confidential guidance, even intuitive guidance from others at this time. And then once you get that sort of straight, within yourself, once you can get the feeling of how it should be, then you'll want to roll up your sleeves and work towards, make a strategy, make a game plan, draw up a contract, make an agreement, and it could be centered again around property, finances, and so on. But you don't have the ultimate control, as I was explaining to you earlier. So there's other factors here. There's other people's feelings and what's best for them, or what their requirements are, what their rules are, what the law says even, that you've got to factor in. And once you've cleared the decks here, once you've cleared the space, the new green shoots will start to come up. Jupiter, your ruling planet, moved on June the 26th, and now for about a year Jupiter is going to be putting the emphasis on your joint financial area. So having said what I've just said, this bodes very well that you've made the right decision, or if you didn't make the absolute right decision, it won't be too bad. Because Jupiter is coming into your joint financial area. Hallelujah! Jupiter in this area here materially means that your life could grow and expand into new areas, but also become a little bit more lucrative, or because you've gone into the new areas, not immediately, but then you realize how you can capitalize on things, how you can make it work in a different kind of a way. And Jupiter's tendency is to expand something. So this is a money house, this is a property house. So maybe you're taking on another space, another property. Maybe you are through property earning, or maybe it's through a relationship that you have. Somebody makes something available to you, which then gives you a boost, gives you a leg up in some way into improving things for yourself and for nearest and dearest as well, through this partnership in a material sense. But also I would say you would start to feel better emotionally as well. So this can mean more money or possessions available to you, or just somebody picking up the tab in some way, or you getting things on a different footing, which is going to be an improvement, and that's through a key relationship that you have with someone. It may be a different financial strategy or setup, and that becomes a useful resource for you. Now, you Sagittarians born between the 22nd of November and the 1st of December, or up to 9 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Excuse me. And now, that's it, actually, ending on a sneeze. If you want to know, if you're interested in what the slower outer planets are doing, I update their position each month, so you can see which part of your sign they may be affecting if you're interested. And also you can listen to the forecast for your rising sign or your moon sign. That'll sort of throw another slant on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.